I suppose, first of all, what do you think of Amorim? What do you think of his tenure at Manchester United so far? Do you think that if he loses this final, he has to get sacked? Because
I think he's been shocking, and I think his job definitely should be under threat in the summer. Not even just because he's lost the final. Like, anyone can lose a final. It's more the fact that he's come into the team and he's not improved Man United. They've not improved. I'm sorry, they've not improved. And whilst you don't expect them to be challenging for Champions League because their squad's not good. Their squad is actually quite poor, and they've had injuries to contend with. I just think he's managed the team poorly. They play a defensive setup, yet they concede goals for fun. They don't really get enough attackers on the football pitch to hurt the opposition. They lose the midfield battle most weeks because he basically picks a selection of players that can't really play the way that he needs them to play. It's ugly to watch. If I'm him, however, I think I'm worried because one, Mainu is back. Mainu very, very technically secure. Like, he's someone who can take the ball under pressure, play it in a busy area. And then I think Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes, I think their form in recent weeks, it does concern me. So it's making me think that the midfield battle is not going to be as heavily skewed towards our side as it has been the last couple of games we played against them. I look at the game when we I look at our most recent game we played against them. We won it 1-0, but I actually think whilst we won the midfield battle there, I think they used the ball better. They played the better football. I remember Xerxes was picking up a lot of space in behind our midfield. I think they had good opportunities, and I do think, like, it's not going to be as much of a walkover as some Spurs fans think, because in the end of the day, yes, we've beaten them 3 times, but they've won trophies recently when they've gone into the finals. They're a team that actually knows how to win trophies, and they've got trophy winners in that team. They've got Casemiro, they've got Bruno Fernandes, like, they've got guys who have won silverware at Man United. So the midfield battle is going to be intriguing, to say the least. What I would say is this: I pray they play Ugarte. I don't want them to play Casemiro and Bruno. I pray they play Casemiro and Ugarte in the midfield and they play Bruno in the 10, because at least you're going to have Casemiro running around like a headless chicken. You're going to have Ugarte running around like a headless chicken. But really, irrespective of who they play, we're just going to need Bentancur and Basuma to be on job. Like, they have to be on job. They have to be. And I don't think anyone else in our midfield should be starting. Pair them together in a double pivot and let it work. And then if necessary, you bring on Sarr in the second half of the game.
Yeah, no, I think, like you said there, if they start Ugarte and Cass in the midfield, I think we'll get at them. I think we, like you said, Casemiro's had good form as of recently, but when I did watch him in the games against us early in the season, he didn't seem to handle the legs of Kulusevski well. The fact that Kulusevski can roam in those spaces so freely, and he's got high energy. Casemiro didn't like that. He couldn't handle that. But the recent form in recent weeks, Ugarte breaks down the play pretty well. I don't think it's, like I said, it's not going to be as clear cut in the midfield as it was, especially with us missing, Bergval, Madders, Kulu. We're missing some of our key midfielders for this game. And I think, like I say, we're going to look at the bench and there isn't much options off there. So when it comes to looking changes and for us to alternate it, we don't have that option. Whereas Manchester United do. They can bring on Mount, they could bring on a Kobe, they could bring on different types of players, even an Ericsson, that can combat our midfield and potentially bring more creativity and secureness on the ball. Because I think one of the biggest problems they've had is their on the ball stuff. In possession, they've been poor. They're a team that can't move the ball well, and their midfield hasn't pieced it together great. But it's a final, man. And this is where I start to have a little bit of a fear is, like I said, they're building up that form. The team start, even though they've not been good in the Premier League, in the Europa League, let's have it right, they've smashed all their opponents. They've scored 19 goals in the last 3 ties, and the last 3 teams they've played, sorry. So when you're looking at it, it's like that they're really feeling up for this game. This might be one where they just turn up. They all start feeling themselves. They've got that positive energy. and they're going to be ready for this game. So I am wary, and I think we have to be wary, and we have to respect what United do in finals. Because we can't just think that we're going to roll over them because we beat them 3 times. I know I've said it. Tobs probably said it as well. Yeah, we beat them 3 times.
Said it. I just don't want. I just don't like them discounting us winning it. I think it's going to be a close game of football. But the way Man United fans, I ain't even talking. It's Man United fans telling me, "Oh, we're going to smash you. It's Tottenham. This is that and the third." I'm like, bro, you're where you are for a reason. Like I'm going to lean on what we've done up to this point. I'm going to take that into the final, and I think we stand a decent opportunity of beating you. But some of these United fans, Saeed, Aaron, a few others, they're like, "Oh, it's Tottenham. It's a walkover. We're going to do it." All right. I said, "Okay, cool. Let's see. Let's see if you do it. Let's see."
Let's see.